Hi everybody, this video shows you how to take to Design Space a pair of SVG files that allow you to cut this lovely box that holds a 100mm reed diffuser and the reeds. You have an option of cutting the lid plain like this or with a filigree pattern on the front like that. The box underneath is full height so it can accommodate the reeds, if I can show you it. So that's the kind of reed diffuser. There's a link to where I got mine in the Etsy listing. This SVG design has actually been out about 3 years, but I've just been asked to make it in a different size so that you can cut it entirely from A4, because before you had to use 12 by 12, but now you can actually cut this box entirely from A4. So if you can get A4 where you are, you can make it from A4. It's too big for letter, unfortunately. It has this nice notch at the back where the reeds can slot into to be held securely in place, and that has the advantage then of when this bottle is in the box, there's a flap in there that notch holds in place, and so it stops the box from moving around. So even if the box gets turned upside down, that bottle can't move. Right, so we'll go to Design Space and bring them in. So we'll bring in first the version that you can cut entirely from A4. So this is using the standard mat and A4 card. So it comes in grouped like this. I always have my layers panel open over on the right hand side here. So your first step, just click on ungroup, and that shows the two groups inside there, and for my SVGs, the top group always contains the lines that you need to convert to score. So you're just going to click on that top group there, go to your operations menu, choose score, and you can see that those lines have been converted now. And while they're still selected, you need to go back over to your layers panel and ungroup. I'm on the desktop version for PC. If you're on the mobile app, these commands will be elsewhere, but this is what you're looking for. Then we just need to select that group underneath, which has all the cut pieces in it and any of the cuts within them. And we just need to ungroup that. And so now everything on canvas is a separate piece, and we can attach the scores to the pieces that they relate to. Easiest way to do that, just click on canvas somewhere near a piece, drag a box to enclose it, and attach for me is at the bottom of the layers panel there. So do that for each piece on canvas that's got score lines. I'll talk about what these pieces are in just a second, but you do get a PDF of very detailed instructions that explains exactly what each piece is and then shows you how to assemble it with every single step shown by a photograph. So it's a really easy project, this one. I think anyone could make it. Right, so as you saw in those photographs, you get the option for a lid with a plain front like this, or a filigree cut front like this. So you're just going to decide which one you're making and get rid of the one that you're not. So let's just say we're cutting the fancy one for now. And this is the other side and the back, and when you make them, they join together like that. Okay, have I attached it to these as well? I did. Okay, so let's click make it and see what happens. So we can choose A4, which is nice. Sometimes even when they fit on A4 it doesn't let you choose it, but we can for this one. Don't think... No, you won't get both lids on one sheet. So yeah, if you're cutting it from A4, you need 2 sheets for the lid, 2 sheets for the box base there, and then you need a scrap for the base. So what I would do actually, because it's contrasting anyway, you're going to make these in colours that match, aren't you? So to save paper, if you're only cutting one, I would take that and I'd move it onto one of the lid mats and cut it from the same card as your lid, because nobody's going to see it. It'll look fine, and that saves you using a whole other piece of paper. Obviously, if you're making 6 boxes, then that's fine, because you'll cut 6 base pieces from one sheet of A4 and you won't have any wastage. Okay, so that's to cut the box that cuts from A4. It won't cut from letter, unfortunately. You could choose 12 by 12, of course, for all of this, if you don't have A4. If you're in the US, you'll probably cut it from 12 by 12, and if you do that, then these 2 lids will for sure go on the same mat. So let's just do that. pop that there, put that there, and that goes, ooh, look at that, just fits in that corner. And of course this piece, then you wouldn't need to worry about cutting it in a different colour because you would just put it on a mat with one of the base pieces. So if you're making it from 12 by 12, 1, 2, 3, 3 sheets of 12 by 12 to make this one. Okay, I'm not going to cut it, so we'll just cancel and I'll delete that. And now I'll bring in the SVG, which is cut. So that's the A4, that's called A4, and this one's called 12 by 12 plus. And you'll see why in a second. So we'll just do the same thing with the scoreline. So ungroup it as soon as it comes in. Select that top group in your layers panel. Go to your operations menu. Click on basic cut, which is what it automatically comes in as, and set it to score. And then while they're still selected, ungroup them. Then click on that group underneath that has all the cut pieces in it and ungroup it. And so now everything's separate and we can attach the scores to individual pieces. Click on canvas near a piece, drag a box to enclose it and attach. And I'll explain what these are in just a second. So you still need, obviously, because you've got that option of a plain lid or a filigree cut lid, you still get 2 pieces for the lid. So just decide what you're going to cut and get rid of the one that you don't want this time. And then for the base box, you get 2 options. So if you're cutting from, if you have a long mat and you don't want to join this piece on separately at the bottom, I mean, it's very easy, it's a few seconds job, but if you don't want to do that, you get the option of cutting the piece in one solid piece. So it's a bit like the lid, only turned upside down. So for now, we won't do that one, we'll just do the one that's straightforward on 12 by 12 card. And again, we've got, let's just choose it, 12 by 12 there, and 12 by 12 there. I still call it 12 by 12, even though in the UK it's 30.5 by 30.5. So here, again, if you're only making one box, I would move that onto the lid mat, and then you're not wasting card, and that way you only need 2 sheets of 12 by 12 to make this box. If you're making more, again, as I said before, you'll just cut more bases on one sheet. Can only get one lid from a sheet of 12 by 12, it won't rotate and fit on. So that's that one. So let's now bring that one back on. So this is the one where the base is already joined on, so you're just losing that slight step of attaching that lid if you want to do it. So we'll click make it again, and for the lid, obviously we can still choose 12 by 12. Now this piece I cut from A3 and it cuts perfectly, but it won't let you choose A3. So if you've got one of the newer machines where it checks the mat size, just choose the smaller one. You know, you got the option of the 24 by 12, and then you have this other one which we can't buy. I don't know what that would be, but choose that one just so your mat doesn't go forwards and backwards quite as much as it would need to, but it will cut from A3. What you will do is, so I'm talking to people in Europe here, use A3, but just put your paper on the mat a few millimeters away from this very first white line on your cutting mat, and then you'll have a little bit more to play with over here and it will work. If you're concerned at all, let's just go back out. What you could do is turn this round, and then if you get anything shaved off, it will be on the glue tab at that side and it won't matter. You've got plenty of room on the length for A3. It's just the width, it will fit, but it is just a bit of a squeeze. Too big for tabloid, I'm afraid. So if you're in the US and you want to cut this one with the all-in-one base, you'd need to use 12 by 24 or whatever this mysterious size is that I don't think we can get in the UK. I wish we could. That's really useful because it's not that much bigger than A3. It would be quite nice, that. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions when you come to cut or assemble it, please don't hesitate to get in touch. As I said, you do get a PDF of very detailed instructions with lots of photographs to show you every step, so it's not a difficult project. But if you do want to get in touch, the links to do that are in the description below. You can contact me on Etsy or Facebook, whichever you prefer. And if you've just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy the SVG, The link to do that is also in the description. Don't forget, if you're purchasing 3 or more SVG files at one time from the Tanglecrafts Studio Etsy shop, the link is in the description, you can use the 30 for 3 discount code to get 30% off your total purchase. This offer runs all the time, but you need to use that code when you check out. And if you haven't already joined the Tanglecraft Studio Facebook group, join now to get any special Etsy discount codes issued to group members and to take advantage of the free SVG files I give away in the group from time to time. The link to the group is in the description. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.